It's Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Jets and the Raiders, and it's coming up next.
NFL football has come to Southern Nevada as we are in the menacing new Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. The atmosphere here electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the New York Jets. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last week they put together a 3-touchdown victory and were never challenged in that game. Let's see if they have a little bit of a letdown here.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Stadium. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, it's Zach Wilson.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Play action. Now Wilson. A dump off to Elliott. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. Here's Wilson. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Max Crosby, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. But defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept him short of a first down on first and second down. And then on third down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Man open, that's Henry Ruggs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throwing the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you... Call to run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Try to run for it with Jacobs. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down, executed it to perfection. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. Open space inside the 10. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
And that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down, and inside the 5-yard line.
From the 2, here's 1st and goal. Hurts. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Marcus May with a pick. And the Jets are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Here's Wilson. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season opener opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a
different story.
Long night.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now it's Wilson. Looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
Well, you're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament, and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Pass caught by Ruggs, middle of the field. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with the football here. We're scoreless after 1. Good gain on 1st, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. On the handoff, this is Jacobs.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Running is Jacobs. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Another good carry there for the NFL's 2nd leading rusher. We've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
Well, I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's 1st or 2nd or even 3rd in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club. I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
On first down, Hurts. And trying to get it to Ruggs, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Blesson Austin. And the Jets are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily. I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They go play action with Wilson. And this is incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have any options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Wilson. And the Raiders have got him. Yannick Ngakoue able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure.
Now will come the offense. Oh, we'll see how that affects him.
It'll hurt their team. It won't hurt their or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a carry for Jacobs. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Going on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the option, here's Drake. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers. But in this case, I think we can safely say he beat him right off the snap to get into the backfield and make that play.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. From the gun, it's Hurts. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy. Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Flushed out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
And he'll find Ruggs on the right side. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. A give, it's Jacobs off the option. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, here's Daniel Carlson for the Raider field goal. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by Carlson is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start out west at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And that game tied at 7 in the second quarter. From there, let's get to Philadelphia as we check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Zach Dysert has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. Patrick Mahomes, excellent in the W, as his guys get victory number 12 on the year. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Jets in that first half. And this tells a story right here. As a unit, negative yards passing through 2 quarters of play. That is something you almost never see. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. In a game where 1 field goal was all these offenses could muster in the first 2 quarters, you figure both coaching staffs were needing to make plenty of adjustments. And for the call of the second half, we send it back out to Brandon Gaudin.
Yes, indeed, Coach. Thanks. Hey, we could use a touchdown. 3-0 as we welcome you back in. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
A running play there, going to get 11 as they get a quick first down. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
A run on first down with Jacobs as he'll get this forward for about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
That was a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdowns to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
On first down, it's Jacobs. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 115 yards rushing for him now in this one as he is closing in on 1,800 yards for the year.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's first and goal. Here's Jacobs. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
They've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Raiders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the byline, and this time he had the speed to win that race.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially. But you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He'll get this to Elliott. Not much there, only a yard. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, it's Wilson. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
I don't care how many times we say it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Max Crosby in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year.
A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And this is caught inside the 5. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. It's a big play there for the Jets on 3rd down.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Elliott.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Jets are able to make this a close game again.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a little play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd and 2, Hurts.
Got an open man. It's Ruggs.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here's Hurts to throw.
His throw's going to be incomplete.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Over the middle, complete to Judy. And he is going to have the Raiders first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Jacobs now. A first down and more for Jacobs. And he'll be taken down at the 26. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Running it with Jacobs. Bulldozes past him. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 182 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
I think there's a fatigue factor that's kicking in defensively. You know the will is still strong, but I think the offense is starting to bend it just a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's looked that way. We'll see if they can continue this already strong drive. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Jerry Jeudy, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
And that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
Carlson on for the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it winds up at 6 points for the Raiders. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth. This drive becomes very critical.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 8 yards to go on second down. Now Wilson. And the Raiders have got him. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? We usually talk about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits.
It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Looking for Crowder, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dante Hightower. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
Off the option, here's Jacobs.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
Quickly into the hands of Waller.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself, because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Jacobs. And they'll get to him just inside the 15, even after that strong run we witnessed. Tackle by Jordan Elliott. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now, backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover, because one more score, and this game's over.
Oh, he bowls over it. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run it with Jacobs. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Raiders are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point, because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the map there, and at this point in the 4th quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
Down to add the extra point. that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Zach Wilson and the Jet offense set to take over here.
And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had a victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. This one caught by Crowder. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw taken in there by Crowder.
And some room to maneuver. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. After the sack on 1st down, Wilson letting one go deep for the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Devin Asiasi,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Jets have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone, so give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
Now Myers for the extra point. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to... leather on that one. Their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And he's got room. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Alex Leatherwood, the Alabama man, called for the penalty there. They'll hand it to Drake here on the option.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They stay on the ground with Drake. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. On third down, Drake. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So here's Wilson and the Jets. Down by 13, 40 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
But they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
And that is incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field.
And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders.
And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for Las Vegas, they improved their mark to 12-4 with 1 game to go.